Katt Nicholson.
Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to the Intuition Hour. I am so excited to be with all of you today. It is Monday, July 7th. It is 12:05. Sorry, we're a little late this morning. We are actually, for those of you listening for the first time, we are over on YouTube for the very first time, just streaming today, trying to get used to some new technology as Uranus goes into Gemini for the very first time in a long, long, long time. I believe it was the early 40s. So we are here. I am super excited. I have a new excuse to be a little kooky with you guys. And I'm definitely trying to navigate some new terrain. So you're going to start seeing some hints and peaks of me over time. I'm going to do this today. We open the chat room here, of course, with YouTube. We're going to take some questions on YouTube today. We're going to be checking on you over on Facebook, but please come on over and join us. I am definitely ready to go with you guys. I know before we get started, I want to welcome all of you and say good morning. I just want to make sure that I could see that you're coming on in. I am, of course, going to open the room to questions as we always do, only we'll be over here and we'll check on you intermittently to get started. But please, over the following weeks, we're going to start navigating everything here on YouTube so we can come back and listen and hopefully grow as a group, as a community. We want to get our word out. We want to support as many people as we possibly can. I see some amazing people in the chat room today here on YouTube. Of course, as a Virgo rising, you guys know it takes me a little time to get integrated into change, and I know there's a little bit of slow and steady wins the race part of me, but I am an Aries moon, so I like to jump in. I love to be here with you. I hope it inspires, encourages, and motivates all of you to do the same at some point, and maybe even step into some unknown terrain that you have been maybe hesitating over, or me, I have to come kicking and screaming. So I'm definitely one of those. I love that you're all listening. I do have to shout out to a couple of the advisors this morning that are with us as well. Hello, Miss Tara. I see you. Christine is in the chat room today, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you so much for being here. Ginger as well. And Terry Campbell is here also. So it is a great time, especially now. Good morning, Karen. It's so nice to see you from Lapis and Lotus. And I'm really grateful that you're here. This is going to be almost like a reacquainting of each other. And I love the freshness of it. It feels so, so good. Of course, poor Serena had to tell me 150 times that I would love the new chat. And now I'm seeing why, because I actually do. So thank you for that. I am definitely smiling from side to side. I love being with all of you. And I'm smiling and of course there is, hello, Miss Lori. There is that piece of me that has a lot of hesitation to put a smile on my face. Obviously, you all are aware. There's so much going on in the world. My heart goes out to everyone. I do have personal connections with people who are very, very close to some of the disasters taking place, the tragedy going on, and my heart is with them always, they know. In the meantime, and I'm sure you all go through the same thing. Where do we draw the line between, you could tell the vibrations picking up, you could tell that we have some planetary change, you could tell that we're coming into another big, I say a better cycle, so to speak, and yet there's so much taking place day to day in our lives that we definitely have to acknowledge both sides of the spectrum, because through the ups and downs, if we think about even the wheel of fortune from a shallow perspective, the ups and downs of our lives, we all take part of that. We participate in that. We talked last week about not being afraid to accept abundance or to receive, or hello, Miss Pamela, to be able to be a part of this entire. Why is it okay for someone else to receive, but as an empath, we have such difficulty and things like this, and especially when things are going on, but at the same time, these are the moments where we need hope. We need to spread our light. We need to share our beliefs. I can't believe I'm overwhelmed already, you guys, because K Dragon, CA Brooks has just entered the chat room. Pamela, hello. Nice to see you. Hi, Randy. I see you. I'm kind of, I go back to that Cancer sentimental side of myself, and I definitely am feeling the love, and I appreciate your support so, so much. And we're going to have so much fun. And when I start to really show more, I hope it encourages some of you, because there are people in the world still, and for myself, and I'm sure for Mark Husson, for Christine, for CA, for everyone here, all of you, okay, Terry, all of you advisors, and all of you people, everyone who has been on this path for so, so long. I think experiencing the ups and downs of acceptance, or perhaps the disunity that we have maybe felt at one point, or even, and then there are the moments like today where we're being embraced for what we do. I think that the title of the show, we said just breathe. I think, good morning to you too, beautiful girl. I think the awareness of you all that still want to come into the world on this path, on this journey, sharing your light, speaking your truth, learning how to love yourselves more. I think it's so great. I mean, our hands are out, to help you take that step and to help you take that leap. And I love that more than anything else, because we are permitted in these moments to share more joy, to definitely, thanks, Lynn, I appreciate it so much, to definitely be together on a journey of really, we can create more happiness along the way for others, or maybe even be the back or the stepping stone and the platform that we can help bring you into the light. Or maybe, and like you, Lynn, you just recently came into such an amazing time to choose gratitude. I think gratitude over guilt is one of the experiences that we have to remind ourselves. How many times do we go back into the past? I have a little bit of I know Mark likes to tease me a little bit about this, and I'm sure many of you have heard me. I remember every single day of the year as an anniversary in some way. And if I have something that happened many, many moons ago, or many, many years ago, that triggers maybe a sad memory or a difficult memory, I think over time, when we have these experiences, we can learn how to, or maybe it's a loss of a loved one, we can learn how to embrace it and say, on this day, I'm going to honor this situation from here, but also on this day, I'm going to change it or alter it and create something new, and maybe replace something negative with something positive, and learn how to have an experience in that way. Just like today. If you guys saw me yesterday, you'd be like, Katt, you're never coming to YouTube. You're never going to do this. I hope I can encourage the rest of you to say never, and really step into yourselves a little more, and not be so like Katt. Remember, Katt was a chicken at one time. No, I'm teasing you guys, but it's very, very true. I want to encourage you to nurture your inner child, your inner selves, and really take that inner and share it with the external part of your world. I am going to start taking some questions in the chat room, as we normally do. No, you're not going to see me now. We are definitely streaming to where we are. I'm just going to get used to the audio first. You will see me in time. Probably after the Mercury retrograde. We'll see how it goes. And I don't know, a little bit at a time, Lori, is a lot better for me because I think that, like I said, something that I said I would never do, I am halfway there. And so I think it's better that I do it this way because we don't just as a psychic, and for all of you, as an intuitive, as a astrologer, I know many of you know how it feels to, even when we carry people's lives on our shoulders, we carry secrets, maybe we carry very personal things for people. I think it's very important that we feel safe and we feel the exchange of energy is comfortable at all times. As a true psychic, we have to be true to ourselves first. And so in order to be there for others, and that's what I want to do. I want to make this as comfortable as possible so that I put all my focus on your readings and not on anything else. Okay. I'm a stickler on it, so we're going to go in time. But anyway, I'm going to do the same thing I always have done. And I appreciate you all being with me here. And we have a new chat room. And I really feel confident that we will. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you as well. I feel confident we're going to be able to get a lot of good psychic energy here because you know why? The feel of it is right. And with authenticity comes a transitional period. And it's not black and white, it has to come into a place of good psychic energy and space. And I'm feeling my way around first to make sure I could be here with all of you, okay, properly. So far we're doing good. So I like it. And I appreciate that you're here. So Ms. Perez, let's take a look at you. I love, she said she loved a card, and we're going to go ahead and do that. She's going through a bit of change. She moved to a new apartment. She's feeling a little overwhelmed, and I'm sure you're also feeling this little bit of Uranus energy because that energy is. I said this morning to Mark already, and CA too. I said, hey, I have an excuse to be a little bit of kookiness with no excuse. I love that. Or we have a good excuse. Let's take a card for you, okay? I think also, I'm even going to say this. I strongly see the Six of Wands energy for you. That would be my pull energetically. I feel it I see it very, very loud and very large on a screen in front of me, and I'm going to go with that first. And that means that you're going to have some opportunities. And I think there's going to be some opportunities not only to grow, but to in other areas, but to also expand within yourself internally. Because when our outside or our external environment, here's another thing with this is another point about change. We have to feel comfortable in that space. And I feel because you're going through some external change, it does cause anxiety. It does cause a moment of feeling overwhelmed. But what's going to happen is through those moments, I love that you found the voice in the meadow, Renee, but through those moments of change, this is where our inner selves begin to strengthen. And this is where we challenge ourselves, just like today with myself in this new energy. We really, really challenged the space in that. And for you, I'm just saying we, because you're going through this incredible change and we are all with you on it. And that when everything, happens to look different, feel different, act different, external, it's an external happenstance, your internal being, yourself, is realigning with that energy. And as you realign, you want to make sure you're maybe, let's see, the topic of self-love is coming up. Keep loving yourself, keep nurturing yourself, keep patting yourself on the back for accepting all of this change you're going through. It calms you. I see an inner peace taking over. I see a little passion with a younger person. I don't know where this is coming from, but I actually do feel there's a little vibe there coming up ahead, which will give you a little spark. Sometimes when we say these things and I say there's a new attraction, or I say there is someone in your space who wants to be with you. If we have this going on, um, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying you're going to go maybe cross the line or you're going to go into relationship, even though I do sense strongly, I feel strong relationship coming into your world soon. And the thing is that when I say these things, and I feel younger energy, and when I say younger, sometimes I say there's a number that's younger, of course, by age, but it can also be somebody who's a younger spirit who's just coming into your life as a mentor or a teacher who's going to breathe new energy into you, you know? And so there's some inspiring moments as well. This is definitely broadening and widening your horizon. I feel the Ton of Cups by October. That means you're going to be really, really happy. And of course, taking your time through the process is a really good thing too. So you come back and share and let us know how you do, okay? But I'm excited about where you are. I really feel like you did the right thing. And your anxiousness, your overwhelmedness, all of these things, don't forget Uranus moved. It can be a little, electric, giving you a couple of little anxious zaps and stuff like that. But you're going to calm very, very soon. And I feel really good about that. So you're going to be navigating a really happy new way. Okay. And I hope that helps. All right. I love that. I feel really good about that for you. And thanks for being here. All right, sweetie. Okay, Quelly, good morning to you. And Patricia, I'm happy you're here. Renee said she found my voice in the meadow. And I love that. I love that. Lara, let's take a look at you. All right. So, how are we all feeling so far? Do you like the new format? I want your opinions. I love that you're feeling it. And let me take a look here. Lara, let's take a look for you, okay? All right, hold on now. And I know if you are over on Facebook, we are over now in our new chat room on YouTube. I would love for you guys to come on over. And all right, let's take a peek. I'm glad it's making you feel calm. It makes me feel calm as well. And hopefully we can come up with some creative ways to connect. And, another thing, guys, because I am using the cards for readings and stuff, we are going to have another, I have to increase my setup a little bit so you guys can see everything that I'm doing as well. So it'll be really fun once we get all the way there. Okay. So I'm excited about it. Okay. Let's take a look now. Lara, this is for you. Let's see how we're doing. All right, here we go. And if anyone else has any questions in the chat room, I feel a significant, and I think that this is in alignment with something I recently said. First of all, I see a new position coming, and it's definitely on its way. They're showing me an outcome of the month of September. So between now and then, this is going to take place. I feel a really strong gentleman, a man, a mentor, a leader, a boss, somebody really powerful that's going to come into your world and really take um I want to say take the bull by the horns, but he's actually going to teach you how to take the bull by the horns and step into a new role, a new position, this kind of thing. I feel like it's coming not as a surprise, something that you've been working towards for a while, but it's going to feel really, really good to you. So please come back and share and let us know what's coming. Okay. I definitely want to, I want to see what is, where you're gonna land. It looks like a very stable position. I feel like you've been waiting for a little while, but I really love that. And please come back and let us know how you do. I don't the man Okay, so we're going into September right now, and I feel between now and then you meet him. So this is all going to take place fairly quickly. Okay? And I like that as well. So you let me know when you meet this person, and then we'll take it from there. But I feel really, really good moving forward, and you're going to feel really, really good about your stability. Okay? Um, Now, on a twofold answer, and I'm allowed to do this now with Uranus and Gemini. I can do everything times two, but I'm teasing you guys. Um, it is interesting that the cards want to tell everyone a layer. I could tell when they want to share layers of information and just one level of information. And today it's definitely layered. On a second note, this is also like if I took this spread and I said this is really more geared towards your romantic life, it's kind of pushing me to say, Lara, you are definitely going to meet somebody, and it's strong, and it feels very, very good, solid love moving ahead. This is somebody you're going to be with on a long-term basis. Now, for this part of uh, what the messages are, it feels like it's going to take a little more time, but I absolutely love that it's coming into again the autumn season. I feel more 4 months for this part of your story, and I definitely feel good about it. So please come back and let us know. So there's a twofold answer there for you, okay? I also pulled the Ten of Cups for you, and like I know it's hard because when we're struggling and we're going through like the ABCs of our daily lives, and we're in um that mode of what's happening next, or we're in that place of fear because of everything going on, everything's feeding into we have to remember that making progress is is better than perfection, because we're working towards perfection, and we can always perfect what we're working towards. And so I think that for you, I think you've done so many things, and you've planted so many seeds to get you in this place. She said she might be a teaching role with my old grad school. Okay, great. I love it. I feel good about it. And I feel like there's a man in that somewhere in that vicinity, so that kind of makes a lot of sense for my timing. Please go ahead and go forward. It could also lead to full time if you're open to that. I feel long term. And I really, really love that. There's a man in there who's going to want to help you, and that helps a lot. So I feel like we're in sync, okay? All right, thank you very, very much for being here. I know she said she's given up on that. That's good. I think sometimes, and there's a huge difference when I say um, give up, I say give it up against giving up. And it's a very different interpretation, of just that one little word. How many of you have noticed that one little word in anything you say or do can change an entire conversation? One word. And so I think moving into this arena, and especially with Uranus and Gemini, I know I'm already watching, you have to watch what you say a little bit, because our mind, and as a Gemini, I could boldly say, I do have to remember that sometimes one little word can change an entire conversation. And I feel that for all of you right now. And the energy is a little eclectic, but it's also it's much more comfortable, I feel, because of the type of planet. I mean, it's very Aquarian, it's very air driven, there's a lot of wind under this planet. And so in Gemini, it'll feel more comfortable, I feel. But at the same time, we have to watch the way we communicate, and the way you communicate with anyone. One little thing we want to say, or we want to voice our opinion, we want to share our feelings, we want to talk about it. that's all fine. But that one little word of just, for example, giving it up against giving up. And I feel really, really strongly about that. So you give it up, you surrender it. And I think at the same time, when we're learning how to surrender, most often as humans, we say, oh, I gave that up a long time ago. Or, you know what, Lara, I believe you. I know you did. I am 100% in alignment with what you're saying, and that is the truth. So that is a very because I feel this and I see this. So you're telling the truth about it, but sometimes we say as humans, I've given up on that a long time ago, but we don't give up. We may have just let it go to let it show, So we have to remember all of these things. When I say let it go, that doesn't mean to give it up or give up, When I say give it up, I say give it upstairs, give it to your higher power, whatever it may be, you surrender it. A large part of surrendering and really knowing how to surrender or believing, and I know you surrendered it and I believe you because it's definitely showing in everything that you're doing in your life and ahead. And the reason I believe it more than ever is because of this emperor that I feel is going to show up when you least expect it. And that's how it's reading. So I'm really happy for you. And I'm excited to see what happens in between now and then. And I'm a little envious of your being a professor because it's something very, very near and dear to my heart, and I actually think it'll be perfect for you. So you have a really great shot at it, and you can come back and let us know, okay? I could see you even co-chairing or the department eventually. This is the path that I could see you on for a long time, so I like it. And if, I think I would stay in that arena because I could visualize you in an environment that looks like this. So please come back and share, okay? All right, now let me come back into the room. Now I think Joni has a question. I just want to take a peek over here. Let's see what's coming next for Joni, okay? All right, here we go. Letting go of expectations or attachments is a much better. Yes, it is. It is good. That's right. Just letting go. It works. Surrendering works. Loving that you're so in tune right now. And and when we go through difficult times and how many of us become paralyzed with fear, And if we're in those moments of maybe something, as soon as something changes in the environment, it's like, uh-oh, what is this? It's unfamiliar. I don't know what it is. What am I going to do? And you start going through all the what ifs, and we all do this as humans. And I am exactly the same. And I'm laughing because Mark Hesson is here with us this morning, and he knows I've been giving him a lot of I've been a challenge lately about this whole transition. So I'm always the one who goes, wait a minute, what could actually happen if we take this leap, And then I drive him crazy to the bitter end, and here we are. So we're going to have a whole new journey together, and I love it. So I'm super excited, and I'll be more excited about showing myself as time goes on after the Mercury retrograde now, apparently. But in any case, I want to say thank you, and I'm I know you know me, so I'll say I'm sorry out loud there. All right, but anyway, okay, here we go. Back to our readings. Lara, I'm super, I don't even want to say I admire you. I want to say it that way. I don't know about, I love, when I tell people that I'm so proud of what you've done. I feel like you've accomplished so much. I can't wait to see your journey ahead. I really mean that with all my heart. So, all right. Very, very good. Jim, good morning to you. Joni, I'm coming back to you. Suzanne, good morning to you as well. Okay, here we go. So it does feel right, and it feels good being with all of you here. Okay. All right, let's take a peek now. And in the summer, our seasons change. And another thing I'm excited about is if you guys remember to take a peek, I'm actually going to have a little summer psychic session with you guys soon in class. I'm going to do like a one time psychic session very, very soon, like within the next week or so. I'm going to go ahead and put it out. I think it's good to gather as a group, especially right now with everything going on. And we're going to have some fun with readings and stuff like that. So I really just thought about it right when I sat in my chair to be with you today. So I'll be putting it out in the next day. So over at 1-2 Listen, I'll send it out. I'm going to be excited to be with you next week. Okay. All right. So now, Joni. So much energy. I actually feel better being open with you here and being really able to feel there's something about it. I don't, you all, especially all of you who are learning and growing and really, really focusing on your spiritual growth i- in the midst of everything else going on in this world. I think it's really interesting to sit back and pay attention to where you feel your best, where you feel even better than you did maybe from one room to another, from one space to another. It's really fun to record some of the changes that take place out in your external world of what's happening internally. And as an empath, you're going to feel different going into every single location that you change, or what's going on in your environment. Do you feel better outside? Do you feel better inside? Even the slightest things, start recording what really makes you feel good coming in from your external world. I feel like they're really good exercises to maybe tie in every aspect of yourself with other parts of your life. It's just, these are all exercises that help strengthen your intuitive skills, okay? All right, Joni, here's what's next. Right, here we go. I think you're at a turning point coming up ahead. I feel that you're being encouraged to not only broaden your horizon. There is definitely a blessing coming into your life that you don't even currently expect. There's no question in my mind. And at the time that it happens, it's going to also look and feel different as what we were talking about today when change happens. How do we manage it? How do we accept it? How do we receive it? These types of things. And allowing for that uncomfortable space um, to occur before we can align ourselves with what's next. And that's what's coming for you, actually. There's more generosity. They're saying they're reminding you to open up to the spirit of generosity. They're also reminding you that gifts can come out of nowhere, out of the blue. I think we lose sight of these things when we're going through more difficulty, as we are also discussing. So I do believe you have a gift coming that you don't see, but I also see work being more generous towards you. Sometimes I feel we have to, or we believe it's been embedded in us that we have to over try, or we have to over analyze, certain things. But I think for you, like we had just talked about, releasing expectations, letting go of attachments, like Lara said, just really understanding that it could be better than we ever expected. Everything can be better than you have expected previous to now. And I do think that's going to happen next. Okay. I feel really good about that for you. So stay open, really, really stay open to receive. And I hope that helps. I see an increase for you when the sun is in Virgo, also September. And I love that as well. Remembering that being in the summer months, I feel very, very good. Um, a rest. It's like the calm. I don't want to say this because here I'm saying just breathe. We have to take a little summer space here for ourselves. But for you, I think it's the calm before the good storm, okay? And I hope that helps a lot. All right, let's take a peek, Gail. Okay. She finally found it. Yeah, there's going to be, and it's good. I'm so grateful that you're here. And I love that. Okay, we're kind of getting there together, and I love the transition, and I know you will too. I hate that you're not feeling part of a community, and we hope you could feel part of our community always. I love your energy and I adore you. So I'm so glad that you found us. Um, I Let's take a peek at you, okay? And then Patricia, I'll come to you also. But let me just take a peek at Gail. I know I appreciate everyone's effort in making this change with us. I certainly have so much gratitude for you all to be open to this. And Mark thanked Serena in the room, and I will thank her a million times over. She is very, very patient with me, and that's all. You know, when you're dealing, I know she grew up with it, and that's a wonderful thing. But when you grow up knowing what it's like to be around sensitive people, or you know what the psychic energy brings, people to a wide open, it's almost like you're a wide open channel for everything. So of course you're going to pick up the positive, negative, and everything in between. And so the patience that has to come from this young woman, and young woman with an old soul, she gets it. She's been really great. So I wouldn't be here without her either. Thank you, Mark, for that. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I understand what you meant. I know you love it here, and I know you're part of our community, and I do understand. I did understand what you said. So we're just going to make you feel a bigger part of our community today, okay? What's interesting is, let me psychically say this. I feel very strongly that you are going to meet a couple of people that you have not met. They're women. There's two women, and I feel there's also a man. Now the man comes after the two women, but you may meet him through these two women, and you don't know these two. And they're going to feel part of your community. You're going to have like a new group of people. Perhaps first they'll start out as acquaintances. One of them is hilariously funny, which you need because that aligns with who you are. And I love that for you. And I feel really strongly that I want to leave it open. There is a man as well, and a brand new beginning. And I will also say this: you're not intended to be alone forever. We know that, okay? You're going to attract a community that you not only do you adore them, they're going to adore you. There's two people that are really, really going to take to you, and you're going to take to them. One of them is hilarious, and the other one has a little bit more of a serious side, but she loosens up when she's around. Now, whether or not this emperor that I see coming towards you is meant, I feel like it's meant to something you totally don't expect. Talk about Uranus and Gemini. It's going to completely rock your world. And I do feel it's going to take you by a storm. So I love that. Okay. I feel very good. I see a major breakthrough. I feel more romance on the horizon. And I feel like you're really going to start to have a community. Now, you're also going to jump over into this other person's community, and this is going to take a little time to come up. So just bear with the process, of course, but you're going to feel good and you're going to feel fine. Now, one thing that I am picking up on is, and I'm not saying this because I want to invoke any concern, because I'm definitely far from the thought of any concern today. But I think that's establishing also for you more of a self-care community, like setting up with a physician, setting up with a dentist, setting up with a veterinarian, going and meeting all your new people, because it always takes a little time to do that. But it also helps create a foundation and more of this energy. um, for you, it'll help create more. So you feel like you have that kind of community. And once that happens, then it just continues to grow. Okay. I hope that helps. So start making those appointments and go out there and meet some people so you get, adjusted and used to that. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you for being here today. Let's see who's next. Patricia? I feel a lot of strength for you, and also returning. I'm sorry that you're dealing with these floods. I mean, I know all of our hearts are there, and it's unfathomable. And I'm sorry you're so close and in it. I do believe that you are going to be returning to a more spiritual practice. And I'm not saying because of everything going on, but sometimes that does happen, obviously. At the same time, I do feel that this is gonna help you create, 2 openings for your future in your financial life, job, career, something beneficial like this, but also something very spiritual, and I love that. It's artistic, it's creative, it brings you a lot of joy, and so starting with a better spiritual practice. Now, you've always had a spiritual practice, but sometimes we ebb and flow through our practices, you know? I feel that. I feel very strongly about that. It will really, really help you. And this is what's next, okay? It's going to allow for a major wish to come true. So I hope that helps for you. Okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here today, also. All right. Let me see who's next. Melinda, I see you. I'm coming to you next. I'm just going to sort this out. She's saying, "Good morning. Please pull a card. Am I getting a dream house? I'm bidding on a house I just love, but others bid too. I've been praying that this is okay. Let's take a look, okay? You know, I know when we get, hold on now. I have a question for you, Melinda. Did you walk in and say, "This is my house"? Let's take a peek. I love the vibe of you moving, and I wish we could talk numbers, a little bit. I get these feelings. I feel very connected to your real estate, um, search. Like I know the energy of that. It's so important. She's loved it for years. Yeah, I've definitely been there. Let's just take a look, okay? Everybody feels the changes coming on. You could tell the energy shifted overnight. I hope some of you can tell. I know I definitely could tell. All right, let's take a peek. Melinda, it's so funny. I want this for you. I also have something in my ear saying, I have both ears chattering right now. So one is saying, she's going to be where she's meant to be. The other one's a little bit like, I love that feeling of being in the home that was destined for you? So let's take a peek. I'm kind of delaying a little bit on purpose. All right, here we go. This is a huge I really, really want a definitive answer. I do see one party of competition. The other part of me says if it's not meant to be, there's something wrong with I feel like there's something with the water. I do feel you have a high competitor, so you really have to, kind of I don't know if you get to elevate your price, your offer, this kind of thing. There's a gentleman who really wants it also. Let's go ahead and take a look one more time. You have to trust me when I tell you this. If it's too expensive, if it's too costly, if something is wrong with the water kind of thing, this is what I'm getting. Then you have to really think about it, okay? I'm just going to look one more time. I'm not saying no. I just feel like there's something that you don't know. So we have to be careful. You don't want to overpay for something that's going to cost more along the way. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take a look. All right, here we go. I'm just asking if this house is meant to be yours now. I see a high competitor, definitely. It says nothing will stop you from reaching your goal, but I want you to pay very close attention to things that are not easily seen to make sure it's what you really want. If you feel it, it could be, but I want you to really isn't there like a 72-hour, I know here there is, but there's like a 72-hour there's like, inspection or something like this where you could pull out of your contract at first if you I want you to just be cautious. I'm not saying I can't make the decision for you, but just know I'm telling you there's something not seen. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. I know he knows. Let's just go with it. I'm saying good luck. I'm not making this. I just want you to look closely to every little thing because it can be a little more costly than you think. Okay. And that if it's okay, if sometimes it's sometimes we want something, we want to pay for it and we do it and that's the end of it. And that's really, really important for you to know. But I also want you to look a little deeper into certain things with the house. Is that fair to say? So yeah, it could definitely be your hubby. No doubt. There is another one person though, I think that's a competitor of this. So let's see how high your husband's willing to go. It does say at the outcome that nothing is going to stop you from reaching your goal. So please know you are going to have the correct outcome. All right, but remember what I said too. Dig deep. That's all I want you to. And I'm sure if you've done it already, that's wonderful. I just feel like there's something that will cost a little more money than you think. Okay. Other than that, I'm saying I'm wishing you good luck. I'm wishing, every great thing. And I love that. And I hope that helps. Um, and I feel really good about you winding up with the exact house that's meant to be yours. I'll say that. I have zero doubts. I just want you to dig deep so you know what kind of expenses you're going to get into before you do it for good. Okay. And good luck to you. And please come back and let us know how everything's going. Jean, welcome. I'm definitely going to start with you next week. I love that you made it here. I am super excited for all of you. I cannot wait to return. We're going to have some fun during that Mercury retrograde and try to debunk all the myths that are out there about it. And we'll talk about that next week because I have some firm convictions about that, including real estate. So, all of those great things. Okay. All right. Serena, thank you so, so much. Everyone, thank you for being with us today. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.